I don't even know if this works. I have no idea if this works. I don't know. Does this work? How do I find out if this works? I don't even know if this works. How can you even tell if it works, though? I don't even know. We'll see. It might be all messed up because of our internet connection. We're fixing to find out, though. Federer looks a little sluggish for sure. Is it live? Oh, you can see. Oh, check that out. That's really cool. All right, so if Federer gets warmed up, that'll be good. Yeah. All right, cool. So I guess the internet connection is good to go. All right, let's try. Test. So this is the first time I've tried this. My internet connection is whack here on this island. Federer's about to get his first game, it looks like. So I'm going to say hello. H-E-L-L-O. Boom. Let's see. So I wonder if Jonathan's going to win his first match today.
Daddy, 7 people already saw this.
The connection here sucks so bad it's probably glitchy.
Some people saw this right here.
All right, 3-1 Tsitsipas. Let's go. Nice serve out wide. Serve +1. Gotta love it. So is this clear? Can anybody see this? Oh, I see my boy out there. It does work. Yes. All right. Is the stream clear? All right, Gene. As you said, Gene's, is the stream clear? Yeah. What's up? That's great news. All right. So the question is, does this match really matter for Roger? Does it really matter to him? Is he going to fight this match out? It looks like he's going to fight it out. All right. He's going to find a way.
He just answered yes. Is the stream clear?
So I'm trying to figure something out here. That's why I'm quiet. So it's right now it's 3-1 Tsitsipas. He's serving at 30-15.
I'm reading the text messages on the side.
You think so, Gene? You think Federer's the heavy favorite to win this? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I get he wants to win it, but I don't really necessarily think it's a priority for him to win this. So Gene says Federer wants to win this title badly. I think he would like to win it, but I don't think he's going to get past Tsitsipas right here. If he can get this break here, he'll be all right. So Tsitsipas is serving at 40-30 up 3-1.
Do you think Mommy's watching this?
Huh?
Do you think Mommy's watching this?
I don't think so. Here, go over there, Gabby. All right, so I'm here. I've got two of my girls with me, and the other 3 are at a tennis tournament. So I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know if I should type the response or should I just say the response. So overall, I'm pretty good. I woke up this morning, did my knee exercises, got ready to go. 3 of my oldest kids are at a tennis tournament this weekend. So here I sit. All right, so it's deuce. Tsitsipas up 3-1. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Takes one up the tee. Cross court +1. So look, if Tsitsipas keeps up that serve +1, it's going to be difficult for Roger to break Tsitsipas. So 3-1. Add in. Federer is not going to replicate his high performance against Djokovic. It's impossible. Yeah, I'm still a little sketched out about that performance against Djokovic. I think Djokovic was kind of deflated from the crowd noise against him, first and foremost. Tsitsipas up 4-1. So, Gene, where are you located? Let's see. I don't even know. So this is basically a test, by the way. I would have been a lot more prepared for it. Usually here on this island where we live, we get hardly any cell. Oh, you're in South Africa. So one of the guys that sponsors us, at least from a tennis coaching perspective, is from South Africa. He owns, his name is Ivor Savage, and he's the owner of YTEX Strings. He's from South Africa. Kevin Anderson, buddy. They're not odd, but interesting. We've met a lot of people from South Africa here recently. Yeah, so I'll turn this around. You can see we live on an island outside from here. So it's very difficult to get any cell reception, at least right here, at least a live video feed right here. But I'm looking forward to the Australian Open for sure. And don't forget that we're going to do fantasy teams for the Australian Open, tennis racket giveaway for the Australian Open. Lily, will you grab me that tennis racket off of the screen room table in there? And I'll show you the tennis racket. It's a really nice racket. And we're going to give it away for the Australian. I'll show you. I'm going to get one of my daughters to grab it. Yeah, so this is the racket. It's a Yonex V-Core 97 dual G. So I just strung this with YTEX Strings Pro Tour Black, put a fresh foundation grip on it and overgrip, and just strung it at about 55 pounds. So we're going to give this away for the Australian Open. So 15 love, Federer serving, Tsitsipas up 4-1. So how we do the racket giveaway is we pick fantasy teams for everybody that watches the channel. So you can pick four players that are seeded in the tournament in the top 20 in the tournament, not ranked in the world, but seeded. It's a nice drop shot by Federer. So Federer's serving 30 love, down 1-4. But you can pick four players seeded in the top 20 of the draw once the Australian Open begins, and you can pick the other four people that are seeded outside of the top 20. And each player that wins a match, you get 1 point for the players that are seeded within the top 20, and you get 2 points for those that are seeded outside of the top 20. And then the winner, when it comes down to once the tournament is over, will win 2 sets of YTEX strings or T-shirts or apparel. And then how we do the tennis racket giveaway is you pick the men's finalist and the winner, and the women's finalist and the winner. And if you nail that, then you get the tennis racket. So if you didn't know that, then we'll see. Dr. Mario. I'm stuck on this chair, by the way. My wife took my 2 oldest boys to their tournament, so I'm still here with the knee. So I'm kind of stuck, at least right here. All right, 40-30. Tsitsipas up 4-1. Let's go. And I like Tsitsipas, I do. But I'm going to pull for Federer in this match. I serve up the tee. Cranks it up the line. Let's go. Deep. All right, so game. Tsitsipas up 4-2. So my youngest or my oldest boy is playing a boys 18 and under tournament in Fairhope, Alabama today. And him winning this tournament is very important because he is applying for a college. And if he wins the tournament, it at least helps his application process out quite a bit. So let's see if I can call Carla and see if she arrived. No answer. All right, here we go. So, Gene, do you live in South Africa now or no? Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. It's 4-2. Tsitsipas serving. Federer up 15 love. All right, 15 all. What part of South Africa? I'm calling Carla, see if my oldest son's playing.
Your call has been forwarded
Negative.
to an automated voice messaging system.
All right, let's check it out. Northern Cape Province. All right, interesting. Great white sharks and waves in North Cape Province. All right, here we go. We got a low 40. Federer has an opportunity here, at least to get it back on serve. The reason why I don't trust Roger to consistently go deep in tournaments anymore. As you get older, you tend to get a little bit less patient. Things tend to get on your nerves a little bit. You don't tolerate distraction as easily. You tend to go for shots that normally you wouldn't. You're less patient. Here's Tsitsipas. I missed it wide, so it's 15-40. But again, sometimes when you get older, like with me, 41, when I had my first kid, okay, noise, whatever. Get the second kid, the third kid, the fourth kid, then the noise gets to you quicker. So you're quicker to kind of to get kind of frustrated. But you can see it with Roger. So sometimes he just looks like he's frustrated. Right now he looks all right, but we'll see how this game goes. If he doesn't get this game after triple break point, Federer's going to be in a little bit of a bind. Yeah, Federer is too passive on the return sometimes, Gene. Absolutely. He used to not be that way. It's almost like he's kind of scared to miss it and then gets frustrated when he does miss it, and then it goes downhill from there. 3 opportunities, 2 of them squandered. Tsitsipas serving at 30-40, break point number 3. Oh, talk all you want. Again, I've never done a live stream before, Gene. It doesn't matter. The reason why I've never done a live stream is here on this island in Alabama, we never get service, and generally it's all kind of pixelated and messed up. But we got new internet service not terribly long ago, so I figured I would try it again. All right, we got a second serve. Break point number 3. So, Gene, who are you pulling for? 3 break points squandered. Deuce. See, this is where Federer, late in his career, he'll get his feathers ruffled. 3 break points, had the door open, and here we are at deuce. I think Federer in 3 sets, huh? If Federer doesn't win this game after having 3 break points, and now it's add in Tsitsipas, I think his feathers are going to be ruffled. I think Tsitsipas will take this set 6-3, but we'll see. I don't know how much Federer wants to fight with this guy. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Up the line. Let's go. Come on. Missed that. All right, we're back to deuce. Tsitsipas, deuce, serving at 4-2. So can you watch this? Do you see this match going on, Gene? So I'm curious if you're in South Africa, how do they air this there? All right, here we go. Tsitsipas serving at deuce, 4-2. Serves out wide. Federer again pushing the return, playing to his forehand. I don't understand why. Playing to his forehand again and missed it wide again. Federer's got to add some droppers in there. Challenge this guy to move forward. Three break points squandered. Tsitsipas now serving at end, 4-2. Crazy. Federer's mother is from South Africa, really. All right, so that's why you're pulling for Roger. All right, he's got to look at the second serve. Let's see if he pushes it back to his forehand again. Be aggressive. Hit this to his backhand. Light it up. Go. Oh, took it down the line over the high part of the net. Clipped the tape. Game. 5-2. So this is normally where Federer, at the later part of his career, will get rattled. Had a chance. Door was wide open to break at Love. Squandered 3 break points. And here we are at 5-2. Again, I don't know how much Federer wants to fight with this match. I can't wait for the Australian Open, though. I know that. What do you think, Lily? See, this is Lily over here. Yeah. So I got the girls. Mom has the boys. Sucks I can't be at that tennis tournament today. This is my oldest son's last big tennis tournament of his high school career, and I got to miss it because I'm stuck here with a knee. But at least I get to watch this match. Yeah, the knee. So I'm just stuck. All right, here we go. All right, so let's see if Roger can hold here. 5-2. I think this set's said and done anyway, but let's see what he can do. He might just cough up this game. Wait, Chia, what's up? Okay, let's see what happens. All right, Federer serving at 2-5. Hey, Wayne Chia, I keep up with Carla today. All the boys are playing a tournament, and it's an important tournament for all the boys. So if you talk to Carla, Wayne Chia, tell her I said hello. All right, so once again, Federer's dumped the first serve in the net. Second serve going. Tsitsipas misses the return long. That return looked more like what Federer's been doing. So this is my first live broadcast, and I have no idea actually how this even works. I just hit a button, and I've tried to do this before, and it never really worked. So Tsitsipas missed another return long. I think he's just conserving for a service game. Like I said, I think this set will be 6-3. All right, here we go. Teofana Hasna. Tsitsipas will lose again. I don't think so. I think Tsitsipas wins this match. I think he wins it in straight sets. I don't want Tsitsipas to win the match, and I don't want him to win it in straight sets. But again, if you've seen some of the shows that we have done recently, Federer just hasn't looked, and he hasn't looked like Federer of old in a long time. Is Tsitsipas a late bloomer like Wawrinka? I mean, Wawrinka, man, I tell you what, he was a late bloomer, but Tsitsipas is kind of Tsitsipas is still a baby in my mind in terms of his tennis compared to Wawrinka, how he was when he won the U.S. Open. All right, here we go. Tsitsipas serving for the set. Oh, question: do you like Nadal or Federer or Nadal? Okay, I see the messages over here. Teofana Hasna asks Gene, do you like Nadal, Federer, or Djokovic? Teofana Hasna says Nadal. Then Wayne Chia would love you, and my wife Carla would love you. All right, here we go. All right, Tsitsipas serving at 5-3. Unforced error. Federer's up 15 love. So how do you guys watch this internationally? What do you see? Is it like on Tennis Channel? Is it on local sports? No, Carla is a Nadal fan. Do you remember when Nadal and Djokovic played an epic 5-set match at the Australian Open? They were so tired at the end of it that they couldn't stand up for the ceremony afterwards. That match was a day where Carla like lost it in a sense. Djokovic won that match. She stayed up till like 6 in the morning to watch it. Yeah, she didn't like that at all. But yeah, Carla's a hardcore Nadal fan. All right, Federer got an opening here. Another one. Tsitsipas serving at love 30. If I can get this game here, then I'll go with what someone indicated that Federer will, or excuse me, Tsitsipas will lose again. Teofana Hasna. We'll see. Second serve. Second serve for Tsitsipas. Down love 30. Come on. Neutral point. Federer got moved to the forehand side and missed it in the net. 15-30. So Federer's been keeping points very neutral for a long time now, a couple of years. Almost seems kind of timid in a way to go ahead and start moving his opponent and get in an offensive position. And he's done this for a while. It's almost like there's a confidence issue. So again, I don't expect Federer to win this match. He's clearly off the court. Tough shot by Tsitsipas. Federer dumps it in the net. So another door closed. So Federer had a chance to break it love 2 games ago, and then he had a love 30 and squandered both points. So since you're a hardcore Djokovic fan, Gene, I went to the U.S. Open in 2007 as part of a racket stringing kind of endeavor, and got to learn a lot from the stringing team that was there. Strung a lot of rackets for some of the juniors in 07. And I watched the semifinals and finals, actually the men's and women's finals. So I got to watch Justine Henin play Svetlana Kuznetsova, I think. And then I watched in the juniors, Jerzy Janowicz and Ricardo Berankis, I think, played in the junior final that year. And then in the men's final was Djokovic Federer, and that's when Federer was vintage Federer, and he won in straight sets that year. So I think it was 7-6, 7-6, 7-5, if I remember correctly. Maybe triple sixes. All right. So Federer's got another break point. And I did not know Federer's mother was from South Africa, by the way. So if Kevin Anderson was playing this match against Federer, who would you root for? It's a nice shot. All right, break point, Roger. It's just odd for me. My dad and I used to do play-by-play stuff when he was in California and I was here. We would always do play-by-play for majors, no matter what match it would be, because a lot of times he wouldn't be around television or couldn't get the match for whatever reason. But it just doesn't seem like the same energy in this tournament, at least for me. It's not like I'm just not super pumped up about it, I guess. Here we go. So deuce. So Roger had an opportunity, but kept the point neutral. Tsitsipas got on offense a little bit sooner, came in behind his approach shot, well placed, again to Federer's backhand to put the easy volley away. See what's up with Carla here. Let's see how the boys are doing at the tennis tournament. Hello. I'm on speaker. I have a live thing going. So the boys playing yet? Christopher's opponent's there? How do you know he's going to be tough? Better than mine?
Yeah, solid. And with a lot of touch.
Oh, you know, I'd kill that kid.
I mean, I would have put him in the 18th, not the 16th. Honestly, I don't know why he would put him in the 16th.
So, do you think Chris is going to have a tough match first?
Oh yeah, I don't expect him to win that one.
So, what about Jonathan?
Jonathan doesn't play till 11:30.
All right.
Beat that opponent, but they're about to start. They're warming up. The kid even gave a tip to Christopher on his backhand. I told Christopher don't hit his backhand.
What?
That's the weaker link.
Chris habitually meets the ball late. By the way, Federer and Tsitsipas are playing.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, Federer had a chance to break back at love 40, squandered all 3 of those break points, and he just had a door open at love 30, squandered both of those, and now Tsitsipas is serving for the set. Actually, it's set point. All right, well, keep me play-by-play for sure. So, again, just keep Chris motivated. If he can meet the ball early, then great, but he always habitually meets his backhand late. So if you can – all right, well, again, I always told Chris if he didn't start meeting the ball early.
And I'm watching the little girl that Lily beat a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Playing this tournament. Lily's like far better on the serve. Way better. She has the whole motion. This one still has the beginner motion. So
all right, well, keep me updated, play-by-play if you can. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Whoops. So my wife says my first son has a really difficult match starting out, and that my oldest son Jonathan should sail through his first match. All right, let's see. I see some comments over here. Do you like Simona Halep? And I think someone is asking Gene that. Favorite WTA players: Halep, Osaka, and Serena. All right, that's a good answer. I think my favorite would have to be Justine Henin, unless you're asking about current. All right, Deuce, Tsitsipas serving at 5-3. Let's go. Come on. See if Federer can get a break point here. Missed it up the tee. Tsitsipas has a second. Let's see if Federer can be aggressive on this return. He was aggressive. Come on. And hits it right back to him neutral. I don't get that. Working his backhand. Let's see if he hits it back neutral. Right back to him. All right, well, Tsitsipas missed it wide, so still, Federer should be moving Tsitsipas. He's handing it back to him. He's not even moving him. Tsitsipas ran to his left into the ad court. Got the look at the one-handed backhand instead of Federer moving him and keep staying on offense and moving Tsitsipas back into the deuce court. Federer handed it right back to him on the backhand side. The Tsitsipas missed the backhand. I understand that. At the end of the day, though, he better be dang lucky he missed it. Nice serve out wide. Tsitsipas picking on Federer's backhand. And, of course, Federer misses it wide. Mirka's like, geez. Mirka's been like, geez, for years. Who are your favorite top? Stephen Nell says, who are your top 5 AT players of all time? ATP and WTA, or let's see, ATP and WTA too. Top 5 all time. Number 1, Stefan Edberg. When I was raised as a tennis player, I started very young. I would have to say Stefan Edberg was kind of like my first role model in a sense. Boris Becker too. I always loved his serve and volley game. Ivan Lendl, he played for a couple of years where I didn't really care for him too much, but his grit and fight I began to like a lot. Pete Sampras would be up there, and then I guess I would have to put Federer on that list as well. WTA number 1, Justine Henin for sure. I had a chance to meet her. I hit with her training partners, etc. in 2007. Her nutritionist was out there. I had just come off a shoulder surgery at that tournament, and it was nice to hit some balls out there in 2007 at US Open with some of the people on her team. I'm not going to put Serena up there in a sense because I think women should be a little bit more conduct positive on the court if they're going to be my favorite of all time. I think Serena's the greatest of all time, but not my favorite of all time. Justine Henin 1. I'm going to go Gabriella Sabatini 2, only because I named my daughter Gabriella after her. What's up, Gabby? Hey, she's over here. So I'm going to go Gabriela Sabatini 2. 3, I'm going to go Steffi Graf. Steffi Graf was amazing to me. Just a beautiful game. Number 4, oh, man. Number 4 all time. I guess I'll throw Chris Evert in there. Not that I particularly loved her game, but she always really conducted herself pretty well on the court. I mean, she won a whole lot of majors. So I would say Chris Evert would be number 4. And I can't have anybody grunting in there. I just despise grunting. All right, hold on real quick. It's Tsitsipas serving, add in set point once again. So let's see if I was right that this set would be 6-3 Tsitsipas. A guy agrees with me. Chris Sant, Steffi, exactly. Steffi, to me, is the best of all time. Again, I have a hard time saying that because, again, Serena is, I think, the greatest tennis player of all time, but like the best in terms of the best package, just the best conduct, the way they carried themselves, the way they dressed, the gracefulness in their game, their sportsmanship, and blah, blah, blah. I would have to go with Steffi Graf. Missed it. So deuce again. Tsitsipas, you shouldn't challenge that because it was definitely wide. There's a lot more though, Steve. There's a lot more. So let's think of some other just absolutely great players. There was a lot of great players when I was a boy that my father would have me study film. Long before I was born, Bill Tilden, Don Budge, Lacoste, the Four Horsemen, Gee Whiz, Nastasi. Oh man, so many players as a boy that we were made to watch film because we were raised serving volleyers with one-handed backhands. So I didn't get into personally carrying on baseline points until later on years in high school. So that's how I was raised in tennis, was serving volley. All right, set point number 6 for Tsitsipas. I only want Tsitsipas to win this set, and being a Federer fan, because I called it being 6-3. All right, so now Federer's moving Tsitsipas up. Tsitsipas missed the ball long, so it's back to deuce. Update score. I think you're a foolish man. So tell me this, Rizwan Ahmad. If you want to update the score, that's fine. But I don't think it's really conducive to getting what you want by saying, "Hey, idiot, tell me the score." So buzz off. I don't care. Federer missed it long again. All right, so it is 5. Oh, that's set. It's 6-3. It's over. Borg, Chris, I like Borg. Borg was someone that I didn't watch a lot of. I think Borg would hit with 2 hands and then release kind of the playing hand as he followed through. So Borg's kind of heyday was generally a little bit before my time. I was still very young. And my dad would have me watch just true one-handers. If I remember correctly, Borg would let go of the racket right around his impact point. So let's see. I thought Borg was a 1.5 hander. So Borg backhand. Let's check that out. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up. Hey, Araxia Sanchez Vicario is one of my wife's favorites, by the way. She had grit. Vicario had a lot of grit. She had heart for sure. I'm looking up Borg's backhand. Borg backhand. All right, let's see. Yeah, he's pulling back with 2. Yeah. So that was the reason, and so when Borg hit the ball, he would hit it, hold it with 2 hands. He would hit through the ball, and right at the contact point, he would pull his hand away. So that was one of the reasons why I wasn't a huge Borg fan, or it wasn't big in my home. Same thing with Agassi. I like Agassi a lot, big time champion, a legend in a sense. But the 2-handed backhand was just something I wasn't very fond of. Hingis and Pierce. Wife is a big Hingis fan. I hate that Hingis went through what she went through off court and suspension. She had that injury on the foot related to a shoe contract. That was kind of a bad deal. If I remember correctly, Hingis was sponsored by Reebok for a while, and they made a special shoe, if I remember correctly, for Hingis. And when Hingis blew out her ankle, I think going through the rehabilitation of that, and I may be wrong there, but if history serves me correctly up here, fairly certain that's about what happened. I want to say that when she was injured is when she was getting into some off-court issues. My wife likes Safin a lot too. Marat Safin is one of the big boys in the game. Hey, I gotta grab something real quick. Hold on. Hold on, I'm coming back.
He's saying, can you go again? No, after me. Yeah.
You look at her bringing this cup.
Okay.
I think I can carry it actually. Let me see.
Start.
Stupid leg. All right, let's see if Roger can actually play a second set. So Federer serving 0-0, 15 love. Federer's still playing this guy. Push tennis. I can't believe Tsitsipas missed that shot. Easy volley, missed it by a mile. Federer up 1-0. Match score now. At least someone didn't call me an idiot to ask for it. The match score right now is Federer serving, or Federer just served up 1-0, and they're changing sides. So Tsitsipas won the first set 6-3, and Federer is, or they're on serve 1-0 in the second. And they're changing sides. I see the ball boy there. God love the ball boys. Geez, I can't tell you how many matches I've played in and just made really good energy or got really good energy from a ball boy. A lot of people just take the ball boys and linesmen for granted, but those guys and gals, you know, they're happy to be out there. So who was the player that snatched the towel out of the ball boy's hand? What was it? Fernando Verdasco that did that, or was it Fognini? I think it was Verdasco snatched the towel out of a ball boy's hand. Should I call you Justin? Yeah, that's my name. You can. You mean if you can call me on the phone? Go ahead. At South Africa, distance might be a little rough. All right, so Tsitsipas is serving at 30 love. Can you send me a link? Oh, okay, never mind. All right, so Tsitsipas serving 30 love, second serve. Now watch Federer's returns. He's got to look at a second serve double fault. So Tsitsipas just double faulted 30-15. But if you watch Federer's return, especially when he's looking at a second serve, not just in this match, but for the past 5 or so years, when he finds himself in a tight match, he plays neutral, meaning ball up the center of the court, or at least not making his opponent move too much. So let's see what happens. Tsitsipas misses third serve in a row. Second serve, neutral ball. Tsitsipas runs around the backhand for the inside out, playing neutral, center of the court, still neutral. Federer shanks a forehand long. So that was probably 8 shots in a row, neutral, meaning right back and forth to one another. I think Tsitsipas is just a little nervous given who he's playing. How many times have they played? Maybe 3 or 4 times now. I think Tsitsipas won the big one in Australia, I think. So Tsitsipas serving at 45. Missed the serve out wide. And by the way, that shot clock at this tournament is not right. Definitely not. There was no way yesterday Zelle was serving in the 140s out wide. That's ridiculous. See, another neutral return. Granted, that was a high kicker to Federer's backhand. Okay, he's got the court. Take it. Gives him a semi-neutral ball. Too worried about clipping or missing the spot on ball on the line. See, Tsitsipas isn't. Tsitsipas is hitting the lines, hitting the lines, hitting the lines. Federer is coming about 3 or 4 feet inside the line, which shows a little bit of a confidence issue. Hey, good stats right there, Steve. Appreciate that. 2-1 Fed head-to-head. Well, I think today is probably going to be 2-2. All right, here we go. Federer misses his first serve out wide. Now, Tsitsipas has been leaning on the second serve up the tee. Let's see if he does it again. Yep, there it is. All right, so Federer moves him. So Federer's on offense here. Missed the backhand wide. So, again, it just – Federer 10 years ago, that wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened at all. So, love 15. Federer serving. He'll go out wide again here, I'm sure. He went that way and missed it in the net. Didn't even hit the tape, about 6 inches below the net. I wonder if he knows that that net will always win. Neutral serve. Tsitsipas trading backhand to backhand. Federer missed the forehand long. Love 30. Federer's got himself in another hole. Lily, can you do me a favor? Lily, will you put more drink in that? It's sitting right there on the counter. All right, come on, Roger. Make this a match. Let's go. His first serve percentage has to be way low. Has to be. Let's see. He's going to go neutral with the body, surely here. Sitter forehand. Hit it wide again. I wonder what Federer's unforced error count is. It has to be just ridiculous. All right, so love 40. Federer's got himself in another hole. This match may be very quick. Thank you, Lily. Which slam do you think Tsitsipas will win in the future? Man, I think Tsitsipas will win multiple slams at multiple locations except on clay. He has a fast game, and when you slow down a fast game and it gives your opponent a little bit more time, it levels the playing field. So I don't see Tsitsipas as a dirt baller, and there it is. There's the break at love. So Tsitsipas just broke Federer at love, switching sides. So Tsitsipas will be serving at 6-3 and up 2-1. So I think, look, my wife Carla thinks Tsitsipas will win 7, 8, 9 slams. That's possible, very possible. He does need a little bit more time. He is kind of a spastic player. When he's in his zone and feeling his energy, he's great. But when he gets a little rattled, sometimes he doesn't have quite that patience to kind of stay in points longer. He'll go for something too quickly or hit too much, too close to the line, or sometimes take the wrong shot simply because he's young. Gets frazzled a little bit. You think so? Think it will struggle on faster services? Well, the thing with the one-hander, what I love, and I'll speak from just my perspective, I'm a one-handed backhand player. If I have someone playing me with power, that means I reduce swing and just kind of make it more compact. So instead of going all the way down and around, sometimes you'll just wind and hit. So you can use that power to your advantage. So if I'm playing with someone with power, it kind of helps me find my consistency on the backhand side because my shot's more compact. Joseph Falkery, take some chances, Fed. It is frustrating to watch old Federer play. Why not retire and keep your image? That's the quote of the day right there. That's absolutely well said. Again, I'm a Federer fan. 10 years ago, no, I was 2000. I think it was 12 years ago. I was still kind of young and naive, and I went to a tattoo parlor and I got a Roger Federer logo on my back, and it's because he was so amazing then. But now it's like, geez, I need to call a dermatologist because, yeah, it is definitely depressing watching Federer play. especially when you've watched him since he was basically getting right out of the juniors. It's just a different player completely. It's not the same player. He plays neutral. He plays without the confidence. You can see it. You can look in his face and see that he doesn't look as happy as he used to be. He makes it look like a job. You know what I mean? When your face goes from looking like you're on top of it and you're loving it and you're free and you're hitting free and you're playing free, and then all of a sudden you kind of tense up, you play neutral, you're playing up the center of the court. The facial demeanor just is all scrunched up a lot. It just looks like sometimes he's not happy out there. Sometimes his wife's face is sitting in the audience and they show her. It just looks like she's not happy to be there. So I agree with Joseph Fakori. Agree with him totally. And it's nothing against Federer. It's not that I'm jumping the Fed train. I think arguably he's the best that's ever lived. However, he's just not anymore. He just isn't. So look, his recovery timing's even slow or slower. So Tsitsipas has to be aggravated. He just missed that. Yeah, he is. He's frustrated. I mean, Federer has another opening here at love 30. So Tsitsipas serving at love 30 up a break. This would be a really good time to convert one of these break points. How many break points has Federer had that he hasn't converted? He had a triple break point in the first set. Squander all those. He had another break point, I think, within the same game. So I think that's 4. He had another one there at the end of the first set. Now he's got a hole at love 30. All right, Tsitsipas servings. Sure, this is Carla with my boys' match updates. All right. So we have Federer with another triple break point. Let's see what happens here. I spoke to this kid, dad, a college coach. This kid should have played in the 18, started at 4, played with Wilson, played in the 8, fair play. Okay. So my wife, Carla, was just telling me that my second youngest son, who's a really good player, is playing one of the number 1 kids from Florida in his first match. One-handed backhand that usually plays 18s, but he's playing the 16s. All my kids have a one-handed backhand, by the way, even my 4-year-old boy. Lily, come here real quick. Around this way. I'll prove it to you. Proof is in the pudding. So, Lily, you can come around here. You hit with a one-handed or two-handed backhand? All right, there you go. Gabby, come here. All right. So that's Lily. She's my 10-year-old. She's a good player, too. Are you hit with a one-handed or two-handed backhand? Okay. Now, did you learn with the one-handed or did you learn with the two-handed? There you go. She hits both. She has a little bit of trouble being at 7, sometimes carrying on rallies from the baseline with just one hand. So we'll throw a second hand on there just, for now. But she's 7, just turned 7, and hits with a one-hander. But we let her put a second hand on there from the baseline. All right. So Federer was up love 40, had 3 break points, and now it's 30-40, and he's got his 3rd break point. Oh, Federer tracks it down, back, overhead for Tsitsipas. Too good. Can anybody tell me how many break point chances that Federer has had but has not converted? He obviously hasn't broken Tsitsipas, so he's 0 for something. Jeez. Twice. Love 40 in the first set, love 40 in the second set, and could not convert 1 break point. That was nasty. I got to drink my water or drink my juice and not inhale it. All right, so Tsitsipas is now serving at add-in up 2-1. Federer really needs to get this game. If he can somehow defend this, serve up the tee, neutral point. Tsitsipas is gaining offense, backhand to backhand, still backhand to backhand. Take that up the line. See, Federer had a clean court open, but he played it too safe and hit it back neutral. So here we go, neutral to neutral. Now Tsitsipas is on offense. Federer comes in, take it. Did he miss that? Did Federer miss that? I think Federer just missed that. They're calling it good, but Tsitsipas is challenging it. Federer came in for the easy volley and decided to swing at it, hit the swinging volley, and looks like he missed it long. Let's see. It was good. All right, so back to deuce. All right, here we go. So I got 2 tournaments I'm keeping up with. This one and then my boys. Let's see. All right, Tsitsipas serving at deuce. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Nice serve to the body, neutral point. Still neutral forehand to forehand. Still a neutral ball. Federer slices it, keeps it low, steps around inside in forehand. Federer's got the drop shot, makes it. So we got another break point. This would be a good opportunity for Federer to break. Jeez. I know for a fact he's had 7 break points and hasn't converted 1. Come on. Stepped way around that backhand for that inside in. Ridiculous. Vintage Federer wouldn't have done that. That's a shot that it's designed for you to win the point on. It leaves your whole court exposed. All right, so Federer has a look at a second serve, break point number 59 or something. If he's neutral with this return, he's going to be in trouble. Neutral with the return. Come on. Federer takes it. So we're at 2-2, second set. Let's go. Federer still does look old, though. Sorry. I still don't have a clear feeling that this changes any momentum at this point. Let's go. Come on, come on, come on. I just don't think we'll be in this situation in the semifinals for the Australian Open this year. Then I'd be on the edge of my seat, like, let's go, come on, let's go, come on. Out of my seat. All right, let's do this. Come on. Better serves. Oh, first time he went up the tee on the first. Did miss it, though. I thought he had that. When you play someone with a one-handed backhand, again, I'm a victim of that. Serve to it, which he did. Second serve coming up. If you can serve high to the backhand and come in behind that, usually it's a serve +1. Oh, went out wide again, missed it. Here we go, second serve. Up the tee, that's a smart serve. Now gain offense, moved him. Come on, forehand to forehand, stay away from that. Now he's got you. Now he's got Federer on defense. He's working his backhand, working his backhand, working his backhand. There it is in the net. Federer had his opportunity to be on offense, gave Tsitsipas a neutral ball, and here comes the picking on the backhand. You see, even on his return, Federer stepped around his backhand and hit the inside shot, the inside out forehand. What happened to Federer just actually sitting on his backhand and taking his backhand? He did it fine with his original Pro Staff 85. He did it with his K Factor 90. He did it with his BLX 90. Now he's got this big, heavy, super heavy RF 97 autograph that costs like $1 trillion for a racket that's not even that great, and he still can't hit it. Oh, there you go. So Federer took a serve up the tee, caught him off guard. So we got a 15-all 2-2 second set. Has anybody hit with the RF 97, the autograph? Oh, shit. Oh, excuse my language. I got to check on my. Oh, I can't. Trying to check on my son's match. All right. Yes, it's 2-2. Yes, it's 2-2. It's 2-2 right now. Federer serving at 30-15. Come on, here we go. Took it up the tee. That's a great serve. Oh, my gosh. Federer coughs up the forehand air, 27 feet long, hits it out, 30-all. 2-2, second set, Federer serving. This is a game Federer's going to need here. If he gets broken here, we're going to have another quick set, 6-4. Read the comment. Read that stat on the back. Where is that? Read that stat on break points converted. So it has to be only like 1 of 7 at this point, right? All right, so Federer once again is running around his backhand for the inside in shot, leaving his court exposed, having to go on a full out run basically to go get the easy forehand, which leads to unforced errors. He is running around his backhand habitually now, and vintage Federer would have not done that. Nadal doing it year after year after year after year after year after year. I think it just finally got in his head, and now he just runs around it all the time. And Federer's racket, he plays with a whole lot of racket. I get it's Roger Federer, but that RF97 is heavy. It's hard to wield that racket. So Federer took the serve up the tee. Tsitsipas hit it into the net. We have deuce 2-2 second set. 0 for 10. Gene, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Federer's converted 0 for 10 break points, but didn't he broke them once in the second set, though. All right, here we go. So Federer took the point. Federer serving it at in 2-2 in the second set. And Steven, I agree with you. People have been talking about his age since 2008. I wasn't on the bandwagon of people that were talking about his age in 2008. Again, I mentioned earlier in this stream that Federer just missed an easy ball wide, so it's deuce. But I went to the U.S. Open in 2007 and watched Federer play Djokovic in the final. I went in 2008 doing the same type of thing. I was living in Vermont at that point in time, so I was able to leave Vermont and kind of drive to the U.S. Open. I think it was about 6 hours away. And we spent the night at some place in Queens. But the following year, Federer played Murray, I think it was in the final, and then destroyed Murray, if I remember correctly. I think it was like bad. It was like 2-3-3 or something. But Federer doesn't play that. He just doesn't play that way anymore. All right, deuce, neutral. Tsitsipas gains the offensive edge, runs him cross court. Federer runs to the backhand. Oh, Federer neutralizes it. He's at the net. Tsitsipas tries to pass, misses it wide. Federer has a game point at in. Lily, will you put some more drink in there for me? My mouth gets dry. I can't get up because of my knee. I wouldn't ask my daughter to go fetch me a drink. See, I can prove it. All right, here we go. Federer serves. Oh, man. Missed that serve by 3 feet. Yeesh. All right, Tsitsipas has a look at a second. Now, I bet you Tsitsipas cranks the second. Go. Federer steps around the backhand again. Tsitsipas gets the offensive advantage. Federer misses the shot wide. We're back to deuce. Steven knows. Yes, in 2008, Federer won the U.S. Open. Didn't he play Murray that year in the final? I was really stringing hardcore that year. I really didn't have much time to turn around. I remember, though, it was a bad final. It was like so quick. We had an opportunity to go out like right at the end. The match was like almost already over. Okay, yes. Why? Gene says, why does Federer struggle at the U.S. Open? I don't think Federer ever struggled at the U.S. Open. Federer was owning the U.S. Open for quite a while. I only think he struggled at the U.S. Open since he's began to age a little bit. There's just certain things that happen when we get older in this game. I'll explain in a minute. Deuce. All right, Federer's got Tsitsipas on the move. Tsitsipas, that ball looked long, but they played it. All right, so it's neutral. Okay. Tsitsipas is working the backhand. He's working the backhand. Federer coughs up the air. I don't know. I really don't know how an error like that happens if it's not a confidence issue. It's almost like Federer has forgotten his timing on his one-handed backhand. It's either always a runaround, always an inside in, always an inside out. I don't ever see a nice set in position driving one-hander from him anymore. And that's how you can tell his consistency, his confidence just isn't the same as it used to be. All right, Federer serving at break point against. Missed the first serve. Tsitsipas, if I was Tsitsipas, I would be aggressive on this return. What do you got to lose? Take the forehand up the line. Let's see. Federer second serve. Gets a good look at a backhand, takes it. Tsitsipas right now is moving Federer, so Federer's defending. Again, Federer runs around the backhand, leaves his whole court exposed, and you got the price to pay for it. Federer gets broken. Tsitsipas to serve at 3-2. So why this is a problem? If you are playing someone, right? If you are basically trading licks, front to front, or if you're just kind of moving a little bit off center, this is the neutral point, neutral, okay, neutral. So a lot of times what will happen is Federer, let's say Federer is this person, let's say Tsitsipas is this person just for this match. But let's say Federer moves Tsitsipas to this, or yeah, let's say Federer moves Tsitsipas over here, or John Doe, or whatever player he's been playing for the past few years. Now Federer is in an offensive position. This opponent is moving, okay? So generally this ball will come back, and then Federer, let's say it comes back to Federer's backhand. Federer will run around the backhand and strike the forehand, but generally somewhat neutral. So he's not moving Tsitsipas or whoever he's playing this way all the way over here anymore. He'll move them. They'll give him a backhand just because they know to pick on that. So anybody if they're a right-handed player, if they're coached correctly, if they're moving over here and they're playing a right-handed player, if they get a look at that ball, they'd rather go up the line with that forehand on the run, because that gives it back to that one-hander's backhand. So generally that'll happen, and that's why Federer's stepping around it, because he's thinking that he's got the open court and it can just take it cross court. But it almost, and he could do that, but instead of pegging the line on the opposite side of the court, he's throwing it about 2 feet on the right of the center service hash mark, which allows his opponent to get back into the point. Vintage Federer wouldn't have done that. Vintage Federer would have not have stepped around the one-hander, would have just cranked it and picked his spot in the open court. But now he runs around it, which takes time, number one. Number two, if you make the shot, it leaves your entire court exposed. And when you're playing a young buck with the lights-out forehand like Tsitsipas, what's going to happen? You're going to eat it for breakfast, and that's exactly what happened. It's been happening. So Tsitsipas serving 15-love, second set, up a break, 3-2. So Tsitsipas is on the run right now. Federer's moving up. Okay. So Tsitsipas made it unforced error. That was the first time where I saw this match, Federer get Tsitsipas on the run and then come in behind it. So tennis 101, Federer played on that point. Tsitsipas just happened to frame a ball off of that, though. Sandy Sun, what do you think of this guy's commentary? Well, nice to meet you, Sandy Sun. Just so you know, I'm a tennis coach with a jacked up knee. Okay. This is not my career, nor is it my goal to be my career. I have 5 kids. 2 of them are right here. If I was in a tennis match and blew out my knee, and then fell and broke my wrist. So just so you know, I don't really care if you like my commentary or not. I really didn't even plan to do this. But I love the game, played it since I was very young, but could care less if you like my commentary or not. Just saying. All right, here we go. Tsitsipas serving 30-15, up 3-2. Tsitsipas misses the serve. Oh, it's no worry, Sandy. Again, I see a lot of tennis stuff on YouTube, and that was a good point by Tsitsipas there. So Tsitsipas had Federer moving, moved him, and let's just say it was too good. So forced error there for Tsitsipas. But again, I grew up around this game, and we do kind of an every other day type. We just film a show and put it up. I've never done anything live. Again, with 5 kids, and hence the name 5K Tennis. But I haven't really even dreamt of having time to do anything like this until I got hurt. So anyway, all right, Tsitsipas serving 40-15, up 3-2. Kick serve to the body. All right, Federer's hitting the backhand, neutral point. Federer, okay, now Federer's on offense. He's got that. Okay, now what are you going to do? You're going to come in behind it? Oh, now your court's exposed. Oh, get back. No. No. So Federer on that point actually was working Tsitsipas, moving Tsitsipas. But Federer, for some reason, stays back. He's staying back. So if you're playing someone tennis 101, and let's say you're coaching, if I hit a shot and I'm causing my opponent to run not only laterally from the baseline, but laterally and away. So if I'm standing on my baseline, and if I'm standing behind the baseline and I'm looking towards the net, if I have space between myself And the baseline, I'm kind of in a defensive position in a way. And I'm in a super defensive position if I'm moving back and forth, lateral to the baseline or lateral and away. If I'm running away from my shot, I'm in a problem. So if Federer had Tsitsipas running laterally on the baseline or laterally and away on multiple shots. Well, if I'm coaching my kids and I see especially my two oldest boys having their opponent running laterally across the baseline, okay, not approaching the court, but laterally on the baseline or baseline and away, and I don't see them moving forward, I'm yelling. All right, I'm yelling. I'm like, what are you doing? Come on, man. I'm like, let's go. So you have to earn your territory. You got to earn your keep when you play. But ultimately, Federer he has a hard time these days. I tell my students when you see a tennis ball, you want to be like a hungry rabid dog, and that ball's there, and you don't want to wait for that ball to get to you. You want to go to it. You want to go attack that ball. Let's go. Federer used to do that with grace and fluidity and with good sportsmanship and good energy, but now it just seems like it's a frustration fest. So he approaches on a really stupid approach shot. Came to the net, got lucky. Tsitsipas missed his pass. Federer takes the volley, easy to the open court. So maybe Federer now should throw in some serve and volley. Yeah, I agree with you, Gene. Federer's playing all defensive. He's going back to him. He's waiting for Tsitsipas to make a mistake, but it's not working. Half volley into the net here. So Federer's serving at 30-15. Tough ball. Picking a ball up from the feet's tough. So what do I tell my kids that I teach? Our coach, if they're hitting half volleys at their feet, what do we think I tell them? Why are you moving your feet so slow? Get to the net. Pick your approach shot better. These are just coach. You think Ivan Lubicic is going to go yell at Federer like that? I would be. Like, what are you doing? Hitting half volleys from the service line when you're approaching? That tells you your feet are slow and you picked the wrong approach shot. Hey, Gabby, Lily. I got the little ones here. They like to make noise and have fun, but that's all right. All right, let's see if I can check on one of my son's matches. Oh, Chris is on. Let's check him out. See if she'll answer. Hello. How's he doing? Gabby, Lily. Shh. How's he doing?
On serve, and the boy, he came back. Christopher, he started slicing on Chris, and Chris does not know how to stop, turn, hit. So right now it's basically they're hitting back and forth. Next to Chris, and he'd be attacking that forehand, not the backhand.
Chris has a hard time owning his put away shots. What is my dad there?
Yeah.
All right, so what's the score?
Okay, so it's 5:30 right now.
Who's serving?
Kid's serving. Kid's serving.
So Chris is 2 points away from the set?
No, it's 8-game pro. Remember 8-game pro here?
All right, well, let me know.
Yeah, it's out. So now it's 5:40.
Chris's way, so Chris could go up 7-5 here?
Yeah.
Come on. He needs this point.
Yeah,
What do you think about Dane Hero coming back to Gene, here, I'll let Carla answer the question. What do you think about Darren Cahill coming back to coach Halep for her career? Is he good or bad for her? Yeah, I think he's very good for her as well. Yeah, and he does it with good energy. All right, what's the score?
7-5.
Yes, come on. All right, let me know. All right, so my oldest, or my second to oldest son is, again, I've said this before, but is playing a tournament in Fairhope, Alabama, which is across the bay from where we live, and he's playing the number 1 seed. And they play 8-game pro sets there, which is stupid. What is that all about? 8-game pro sets, ridiculous. But Gene, what did Carla say? Carla said, number 1, that he thought Darren Cahill was great for Halep. They have good energy amongst one another, and that's kind of about it. She said he was good for her. Carla's watching, or he said Cahill was good for Halep. She is at a tennis tournament currently. My second to youngest son, my 15-year-old, is playing the number one seed in the tournament out of Florida in the first round. And because of weather or whatever, the past few days, they've had to make this tournament more concise, and they're having the boys in the 16s and the 18s only playing each round in 8-game pro sets. And Christopher is up 7-5. So that's big. So Christopher was serving at 7-5 to get past this first round match. This was the only match I was worried about Chris playing and winning or losing. He gets past this guy. He should win the tournament. Steven Nels, do you think the Laver Cup is semi-fake? Don't get me started on this. I think the Laver Cup is the most cheesiest, ridiculous, fake, whack thing I've ever seen. We had a couple of shows that Carla and I did where we discussed this. Karen Hubbard, Darren Cahill helped her to be more aggressive on her ground strokes. I don't actually think so. Darren Cahill likes that defending, grinding game. At least from a historical perspective, I don't think Cahill is a really super aggressive coach. I think as time has changed, rackets and strings, I think he's had to entertain some of that. But Cahill, by his game when he was a player until this point right now, seems to be more kind of Wozniacki-ish, Radwanska-ish, Nadal-ish, Halep-ish, more defensive. But Steven, back to you. The Laver Cup, I think, is ridiculous. I don't even watch it. The Laver Cup was a money grab, and it has been a money grab since its inception. By the way, right now, Tsitsipas is serving at 15:30, up a break at 4-3 in the second set. So right now, Federer needs this game bad, or this match could very well be in the history books very quickly. It could be 6-3, 6-4. But the Laver Cup, if you think about it, at the end of the year, a couple of years ago, the powers to be in the tennis money realm, I guess you could say, look at the tennis schedule and thought to themselves, and I'm assuming most of this, thought to themselves, okay, we have the half of September, October, November, and December with really not much on the schedule. You know, the old saying is that, you know, the people that rule the world have no idea what it's like to be, you know, one of the few of the masses. They have no idea what it is like to grind every day. They have no idea what it is like to really work every day. By the way, right now it's Tsitsipas now has a game point at 4-3, 40-30. And if Tsitsipas wins this, he'll be up 5-3. But the defensive player is called Pusher. Pushniaki is the queen of pushing. Oh, that's hilarious. So Carla and I, my wife, we get into Federer just missed the ball long. It's 5-3. This match is basically over. But Carla and I, we play a lot of matches head to head. And some days I'll go out and hit the ball. Just, you know, every ball I'm hitting, I don't care. Just I'm going for it. Or sometimes I'll go out there and just be a retriever, kind of like on the day I blew out my knee. However, if I'm being a retriever, she never says I'm playing defensive. She says I'm pushing the ball. So I'm glad someone kind of makes those synonyms there. So, but again, the Laver Cup. Is tennis real when you're sitting on the sidelines with your team and you're taking selfies and you're going, oh, this is who I'm going to go out to dinner with tonight. This is who I'm going to holler at today. Is that real? I mean, is that real sport? I mean, is that real? I don't think so. The Laver Cup to me lacks sincerity. I think it's kind of a partyish type scene, and maybe that's great. Maybe the argument is the players need that, but I don't think so. I think it's a money grab, and it's led by a very high-end management team, which is Federer's management team, that gets into athletes and recruiting them of all shapes and sizes across different sports altogether. I forget what his management team company. It's like Team 8 Management, something like that. But the Laver Cup is all about Federer's pocketbook. It's all about everyone's pocketbook. That's all it's always been about. Why? Well, the Davis Cup shifted in format. We have the new ATP World Team Cup coming out. I mean, the end of the year, those 4 months that normally players take off to break or relax. Federer just had an easy sitter shot, took the swing volley, cranked it about 77 feet wide. This match might be over in 2 points. So it's 30-all, second set. Federer serving at 3-5. Let's see what happens here. But I won't ever watch the Laver Cup. It's just cheesy tennis. It's like WWE wrestling. You know, and then the video cameras in the hallways and Nadal and Federer walking down the hall, and they're just randomly, saying, "Oh, you need to do this and you need to do that." Bleep, 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 and the camera's just randomly there. Come on, kind of like Kyrgios smashing his rackets down the hallway in the U.S. Open. Like, come on. So he just goes into a hallway and smashes his rackets, going off the court, and the cameras were just randomly there. That's so staged. Don't get me into all that. All right, so it's Federer's second serve, serving at 40-30. He really needs this point. Oh, he took the shot at the one-hander, clipped the tape. Tsitsipas said, "See ya." Tsitsipas is two points away from the match. Federer serving at 3-5 deuce in the second set. Pushers of the WTA from Gene. Pushniaki, okay, Kerber, Razwanska, and Halep. Pushers are so boring to watch, no variety in their game, like Gilles Simon, the king of pushers. Now, what I think is pretty great here, Gene, you're a young man, right? So you can tell that Gene has been doing his homework and has been a student of the game for a while, because he even has nicknames for Wozniacki, Pushniaki. I love that. I've never heard that before. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Pushniaki. All right, Federer has a game point. Serving at 3-5. Add in. Let's go. Come on. All right, here we go. Let's hold here. Come on, Roger. Let's go. Serve up the tees. Beauty. Let's go. Come on. So, like the Laver Cup, are my come-ons like not as genuine like the Laver Cup would be? Again, it's hard for me to get. If this was like the Wimbledon semifinal, I'd be on the edge of my seat. But because it's not, it's kind of difficult to get so excited. The best chokers of all time. That's a great question. I don't know. Best chokers of all time. Andy Roddick. Andy Roddick in that Wimbledon where he played Federer, and it was like 9-7, or was it 13-11? I forget what it was in the fifth set. Me and Carl at that point in time were like, "Geez, Roddick's going to get his major. Roddick's going to get his major." Here comes Federer once again. I think Roddick that year even had a match point. Didn't Roddick have a match point? Didn't Roddick have a match point against Federer in that one Wimbledon final? And I forget what year that was. That 2009? Was it the 2009 final that he played Roddick in the final? Or 2008 maybe? I don't know. I don't remember that. 2008. Maybe it was 2007. Somewhere in there. Best chokers of all time, I would say Andy Roddick in the Wimbledon final where Federer had match point against and pulled the match out. He was wearing his white Nike shirt with the you know what, Lily, in my bedroom in the closet, I got Roger Federer's 2009 Wimbledon shirt. It's a white Nike shirt with gold trim underneath the collar. Grab that. So I was getting a coaching certificate to get a license to coach from a certain organization. And one of the guys from the organization gave me the shirt, and I sewed my coaching credentials onto the lapel of it. And I didn't get that the shirt was really kind of valuable. And now that I sewed a patch onto the lapel, did not. Steven, Roddick didn't have a match point against Federer? Really? You sure about that? Yes. And Gene, yes, he did choke against Kevin Anderson. What about against Djokovic? Okay, I'm going to show you the shirt. I'm going to show you. Yes, that's it. All right, so Stephen Nels, if you remember this one, you remember this shirt. Remember that? This was the shirt. This was the shirt that not Federer's shirt, but it's the shirts that were released that year. Do you remember it though? The dry fit Nike shirt. So again, I sewed this on there right when I got it. I didn't know that it would be so valuable. So I sewed this on there, and I thought about it in my head taking the patch off and like selling it on eBay, but I thought I might ruin the shirt by taking the patch off. But yeah, this is the shirt. And I've had it ever since. I haven't used it at all. Yeah. Yes, that's right. And I didn't get rid of it. All the hardships that Carl and I have gone through with 5 kids over the years, I've always managed to hang on to this shirt. Everything else I've sold on eBay. You know, shit hits the fan. And I'm like, sell it on eBay. Go sell that stuff. We don't need it. Oh, I kept my shirt down. That's how we roll. How much? I can't sell it, bro. I just can't. I can't do it. And for some reason, I think I've had it this long, but this patch is still on it. And look, I even thought about like snipping the insides off, but it's just like really in there pretty good. I brought it to a seamstress. I was in Vermont at the time, and I was like, yeah, I just got my coaching credentials. I got this shirt. Can you sew it right on there? 10 years, 12 years later, we're sitting here. Federer's the greatest of all time. At that point in time, it was Sampras. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Lily. So, yeah, I don't think I've worn this in like 10 years. Margarita, do you think Tsitsipas is the best of the next gen? Yes, I do. And I don't have TM in that conversation because TM's been around for longer than them. Okay, hold on, time out. Hold on, enough of personal stuff. Federer has an open door. The first set, he had love 40, and then a love for in the first set, he had triple break point on one occasion in one game. Love 40, didn't convert any of them. He had a love 30 window in the first set, didn't convert any of them. At 5-4 now in the second set, he's got 2 break points. Tsitsipas up the tee serve. Tsitsipas gives him a neutral ball. Federer, why are you shaking that ball? Lily. Polona Hercog also choked against a 15-year-old named Coco Gauff that should have Wimbledon. Hercog was up 5-2 in the second set and had a couple match point. Dean. Hercog's a beast. She's a strong girl. Like, boom. She'll put the muscles on you. Be like, what? Yeah, there's some choking involved in that match. All right, Federer has just squandered that break point. Oh! Tsitsipas served out wide to Federer's backhand, and once again, we have gone from a multiple window break opportunity. Break points 1, career versus Tsitsipas. Break points 1 today, 1 of 12. That's abhorrent. That's not even good. Let's get one. Let's go. All right, Federer has a look at the second serve. What will Federer do? Is he going to give another neutral return here? Tsitsipas serves up the tee. Federer steps around it, cross court to the forehand, cross court again to Tsitsipas's forehand. Federer gets a look at the backhand, slices it to Tsitsipas's backhand. Federer gives him a neutral ball, clips the tape, let court. Federer gets another look at the backhand, trading licks back into backhand, still backhand to backhand. Oh, Federer puts a slice up the line to the forehand, has an open court, misses it wide. This is what I'm talking about. Old man Federer right here. He's trying to guide the ball. He's not trying to hit the ball. He's trying to guide it to his spot. And when you're trying to guide the ball, that means you're pushing the ball. And when you push the ball, you either hit it long or wide or dump it in the net. Stop pushing the ball. Play. Ace, game, set, match. Over. Nothing to be, again, to be expected. To be expected. Not a shock at all. If it was 12 years ago, 10 years ago, yeah, I'd be frustrated. But this was absolutely to be expected. For a very long time, Federer has moved slowly. Federer has been less patient. Federer has been less of a sportsman in terms of sportsmanship. I've seen Federer kind of lose his cool a lot. He's done out there in a way. I get that he is still top 4 in the world. I understand that. I get Wayne Chia sad, especially after such a match with Djokovic. Wayne Chia really, really not sad. There was something going on in the Djokovic match. Djokovic should have won that match. And if Federer and Djokovic play again at the Australian Open final, Djokovic is going to win relatively easily. I don't even think it'll be close, to be honest with you. Djokovic is now the better player, and not just by a little bit, but by a lot. In their primes, if you put Djokovic in his prime against Federer in his prime, you know, back in the day, I was courtside during Federer's prime. No one's going to beat him. But this isn't his prime anymore. It's just not. If this was the Australian Open, there's no doubt Djokovic would beat him and beat him easily. Djokovic had no reason to even attempt to play hard. For some reason, the fans in London were totally against Federer, which I mean, totally against Djokovic, which I thought was just absolute crazy, terrible fan sportsmanship. But yeah, Kenneth Palad says something good here. We just have to enjoy Federer's remaining years. He will always be my greatest of all time, no matter what. I have to agree with that. There's nothing that anyone can say or do to make a rebuttal to that. As long as someone holds the record of having the most majors, that person will always be the greatest of all time. I get there's ATP 1000s. I get that there's ATP 500s. I get that there's ATP 250s. I get that there's head-to-head statistics that sway things one way or the other. I understand that. However, history books are written by the greatest accomplishments at the highest levels of their sport. Let's look at basketball, NBA championships. It doesn't matter. Look like Michael Jordan. He won 6 NBA championships. It doesn't matter if someone had a better. Let's say the Bulls lost every game to the Mavericks throughout that entire season. They won 6 NBA championships. It's not going to make a statement saying, well, the Mavericks were better because they beat the Bulls every year that year, even though they didn't make the playoffs and the Bulls still won it. So anyway, I'm going to sign out. I've never done this before. It was not prepared. We have new internet service. And up until this point in time, we never even knew if this worked. But I guess it does. So anyway, a couple more comments. Sandy Sun, Fed is the greatest of all time and disappointing his fans. I agree with that. I had heart attacks for many years, but finally I just got immune to his not winning. Let's see. Gene Swart, Federer, worst match this year? No, the worst match this year was against Djokovic when he couldn't serve out the match. That was the worst. This match is kind of meaningless in a sense. All right. So anyway, next time, now that we have new internet service, pardon my gray up here. Pardon my gray. It's all right. We get down anyway. It's gray. What you gonna do about the gray? I sat down on this chair because of a blown out knee during a tennis match. And I just hit start. I did not even mean for this to happen. But it did. So next time we do it, all right, next time I do it, or we with Carla, whatever, then we'll do it in a manner that's a little bit more professionally and planned out. And just the teaser out there, I've seen this comment section kind of work over here. I got to say a couple things right out the bat. If I do this again, I don't care if what goes on over here because I just enjoy the game. I really enjoy the game. Carla and I, my wife, started this. Carla and I, we started this, and I see your comment here, Gene, and I'll answer that. You're doing a thoughts video for this match. Yeah, we should, or I should. So Carla and I, my wife, and if you watch some of our recorded shows where we're in our stringing room, I have a stringing business. So my stringer and all my strings and the whole YTEX setup is in another room in the house, but I can't get in there because of my knee. So Carla, my wife, and I, we were raised in the game. I started the game when I was 2. My father, at 81 years old, started the game when he was a boy in Southern California, and he'll be 82 in January. It doesn't really matter to me what people think or what people say. I got 5 kids to raise. I got a really tough wife who doesn't take nothing from nobody. That's why I like her so much. And we have 5 kids because, if I get all pumped up, like, let's go, come on, let's go, come on, what's up? We play tennis match. I'm like, I drill you. You know what she'll do? She'll be like, I'm going to drill you. So it's kind of like the yin and the yang, but I will never care what someone thinks or says. I won't ever sell wolf tickets in order to have someone subscribe to a channel. I coach tennis and I enjoy talking about it. It's my passion. I bleed it. I bleed coaching it to kids. I love sharing the game with kids. I love sharing the kids with anyone that wants to learn it. I could care less about what people think about me, say about me, do about me, whatever. It doesn't matter because the passion for tennis to me runs deep. it runs deep to generations. My father, his father, Coach Tim. So you're talking about my father's 82, born in 1938, and he was born into it in 38, and his father played it many years before he was born. Carla played professionally through the Challenger Circuit, Futures, sponsored by Reebok. She has all of our boys, and I have the two girls here. Here's one on, what's up, Gabriella, named after Gabriella Sabatini. Let's go. Let's get down. Come on. So hopefully moving forward, if you saw the live one, which probably sucked. Oh, here's Carla. Let's see what she says. Hello.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
I saw you, Chris already won, right?
Chris won.
Yeah.
Let's go. Come on. So he beat the top guy then, huh? Can you call me on the video? Well, yeah, call me on the video chat.
We're in the car right now, but okay.
All right, call me on the video. Jonathan plays at 11:30. My second youngest son, he hasn't played a tournament in a while, and he drew the #1 seed in his first round match. He won that. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. How do I answer this?
Hello.
Oh, look at that. You see it?
Who won?
Tsitsipas won easily in straight sets.
Mommy, do you see me?
Yeah. All right, so Chris won his match?
Yeah, Chris won his match. He had the kid though, 5'2", and he let him come back. He started figuring out that this was a late slicer. And he kept slicing at Chris, and I was trying to tell Chris, hit to the forehand. Don't let him slice on your back, on his backhand side, because you're in trouble. And he didn't. He kept attacking his backhand like a knucklehead, but whatever.
But he won the match, right?
Yeah, he won the match.
So when's his next match?
11:30.
And then when's Jonathan's next match?
11:30.
Jonathan, you need to win this tournament, bro.
I'm gonna easily win the tournament. It's not difficult.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No pressure, all right?
No pressure.
For that year, I told him I was coming back. Christopher went to sign up for mixed doubles. So.
Oh, he's playing tennis. He's playing mixed with a girl?
I told him to do it.
Who's he playing with?
They partner you up randomly. I talked to Tomas' wife. She said, I'm sorry, what happened to you?
Oh, she knew about my injury?
I told her, no, we talked for a little while. She said her brother went through physical therapy for her ankle. And she got back on quickly. She follows what the physical therapist said. She'll get back on sooner than anything.
Yeah, too bad I had major surgery on my leg.
Yeah, true. Did you sign up? Yeah. I was thinking that.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
What? Good win, bro. Good win right there, bro. All right, well, again, keep me posted at 11. Where's my dad at? All right, really cool.
All right. What are you doing?
Hey, great win, Chris. Great win, bro. Oh, okay. So I do it like this then?
Well, I'm going to go to this yard sale.
So how do I don't even know how to do this. I didn't know. I can see it. It's just different. I don't know. All right, Carla, have a good one. Nice win, Chris. All right, so my second oldest of 5 kids just won his first match against the #1 seed from Florida, representing Alabama. Let's go! Everybody says, here's how it goes down in our tournaments over here. They say, let's go to Alabama and play some of these tournaments because the players all suck in Alabama, and no one's ever going to beat anybody from Florida for Alabama. But guess what? What happens? 5K tennis kids get on you and you get drilled. Let's go. All right, guys, I'm taking off. See ya. I didn't mean for this video to happen, but it did. I had a fun time doing it. At the same time, next time it'll be done a little bit better. It was random, spur of the moment, and only done because I never did it before. But we'll see what happens moving forward. Take care. Much love to all of you. Peace out. See ya.